104.7 The Drop. It's SugaBear and La Molly.
Hey.
And, you know, I told you here at The Drop, we love the dads. Okay? Well, I love the dads. Shout out to all the dads, the poppies, the daddies, everybody.
Not the poppies.
Yes,
okay.
the poppies.
Okay.
And so, because Father's Day is coming up, in honor of that, we wanted to have a little fun. So we brought in some help in the form of local comedians BK Sharad and David Rodriguez. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, thanks for having us.
So
you for being
we're going to
here.
get to know them a little bit later, but first, we just want to make you laugh a little bit.
We'll make you laugh. So we're going to have a dad joke off. The very first 104.7 The Drop, SugaBear La Molly dad joke off. They're going to go bar for bar. They're not hitting the freestyle, bar for bar, as far as we're going to do 2 rounds. They're going to go back and forth, and then somebody's going to be a winner, but nobody loses here. You know what I'm saying? It's all love.
With dad jokes, kind of everybody loses. That's what's nice about them.
That's kind of how it goes.
That's why they're so fun.
All right, so the very first dad joke off, who wants to go first?
Shooty, rock, paper, scissors.
I like that.
All right.
Cool, let's do it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Yeah, and
Okay.
shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, cool.
Okay.
BK.
So I go first.
You go first.
For the listeners at home, BK picked scissors.
yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is audio media.
Yeah.
So I did scissors. A great tactic. I think scissors is always a good first move.
For sure.
And it proved.
I tried to go too many levels deep.
That's true.
I figured scissors, and I figured you would figure scissors,
Yeah.
so I went, what would be scissors beating scissors?
That's true.
With paper, and then lost to scissors.
That's true. And the pen is mightier than the sword.
I should have gone pen.
Yeah, it's true. I should have gone sword.
Rock, paper, pen. Okay.
All right, I'm going to start first. Why didn't the crab donate to public media? Because he's shellfish.
Wow.
That's right. Topical. I know where I'm at. I know my audience.
He knows
Donate to public media.
That's right. There you go. Indeed.
I think it's already over.
Winner.
I think,
You're in trouble. I got a lot of dad jokes.
I know,
I
dude.
got a lot.
know.
I got a lot. I got a whole database full of them.
Oh!
Nice. Keep. Oh, yeah, it's your
No,
turn.
that's yeah. That's
That was it.
that was
That
the
was
dad
the
joke.
joke.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
See, my dad jokes are so purely dad jokes that sometimes non-dads can't pick up on
Oh
them.
my goodness.
Did you did you hear the rumor about peanut butter? Well, I'm not gonna spread it.
All right.
Dad joke. That's what it is.
Creamy or chunky peanut butter?
Chunky.
Perfect. Okay, good. That was
Yeah.
correct.
That's the wrong answer.
Agreed.
No.
Agreed, by the way.
No?
Chunky.
No.
Yes.
All right. Well, kids creamy. Anyway, we're reading up. Okay. Who won the neck decorating contest?
The what?
The neck decorating contest.
Oh, all right,
Yeah, it was a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like giraffe.
Not a giraffe. Okay.
I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now.
Listen. That's what dad jokes are, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta take it like we all do. That's right.
I was almost late coming down here because my dog got into the drawer, ate my wallet, ate $100 bill. Which I guess he's like me. He's got expensive taste.
Dang. Oh, nice.
I think dang is okay for radio.
I didn't say dang, you're right.
Thank you for
Dang.
that. Yes, we
Yes,
appreciate
thank
that.
you, How do you find Will Smith in the snow? You look for fresh prints.
Okay. That's pretty good.
You might have to like provide a hyperlink to explain it to anybody under the age of 30. Unfortunately,
All right, so Will
prints.
Smith.
I gave the handyman a list of tasks to do, and he only completed the first, third, fifth, and seventh one on the list. And I was like, "What's up with this?" He's like, "Oh, I only do odd jobs."
Okay.
Wow. Oh, you dads out there, how you feeling? We need your input too when it's time. We got a couple more from each one of y'all.
There's dads that are wheezing right now at home, just in the car, just
Writing down notes.
Yeah.
There's a dad that thinks they can do better, probably.
Oh, 100%.
Every day,
Yeah.
you're not a dad unless you think you could do better.
That's
That's
right.
the joke. Yeah.
I used to play guitar by ear. but now I play with my hands.
Oh,
I don't get that one. Oh. Okay, all right.
A good dad joke, a good dad joke will take a second to
Take
hit.
me a second to set in. Okay.
And then it'll make you picture something really uncomfortable. And then just roll your eyes until you get a headache.
Got it.
I got this new pen that's really cool. It can write underwater. It can write other words too.
Let's see.
that's good.
This one's for you. And for all the dads out there. Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one.
I like that.
That is solid.
That's great.
I like that one.
This is a classic format. Can a frog jump higher than a house? What do you think?
Yes.
Of course, houses can't jump.
That's
It's always
true.
more satisfying when they play into it
That's
too.
true.
Yeah, that's
True.
true. That is very true. Okay, we're here with BK Sharad, David Rodriguez. It is the dad joke off. I know some of you probably feel uncomfortable today, this morning. La Molly, somebody texted their own dad joke.
Yeah, we got a contender wants to throw in their hat. They say, why do mermaids wear seashells?
Why?
Because they grew out of their bee shells.
Oh, now that's funny.
Don't say that like ours weren't funny. Let's take it back to
That's a good example of a joke.
That sounded bad. Thank you for participating, Brian. Okay, all right, let's go. Round 2, they're going to go back and forth with the dad jokes, and then we want to hear from y'all if you think who was funnier. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with one. This isn't necessarily like a setup for you. This is something for dads to put in their pocket for future use. This is one of my favorite classic dad jokes. Anytime you're getting in the car to drive, put it in reverse. Here's the line you drop. This takes me back.
I'll give that a round of applause.
Okay.
It takes me back. This takes me back.
Every time. You got to do it every single time for your children's entire lives.
All right. Why can't your nose be 12 inches long? Because then it'll be a foot.
I was like, if this is a big nose joke, we're going to have problems. For your listeners,
So for everyone listening,
check them out on social media for the video content to see how to see how offended I could have been by that joke.
That's
you could
funny.
hear it brushing up on the mic.
Wow.
Okay, what do you call security guards who work for Samsung?
What?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
Why did the bicycle fall over? It
Why?
was too tired.
Too tired.
Too
Too tired.
Round of applause.
All right, here's a life pro tip. If your house is too cold, just stand in the corner because it's always 90 degrees there.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
That's all you say is wow.
That's all you really can say most of the time.
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Why?
letter Y.
I know why. Okay. That took me a minute.
It took me a minute only because for some reason my brain short-circuited and I thought there were 27 letters in the alphabet. And I was like, I don't get it. What's the other
Yeah,
one?
that would be
took me
a
a minute.
problem.
It's early. I've already been in traffic for an hour today. Okay. I recently took an origami class and I got an A on my final because I turned my paper into my teacher.
Oh, wow. Turn my paper into
Yeah, that is
I get that one.
impressive.
That's good.
I'm glad you get it.
I like that one.
I'm reading a book on anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Because it just floats there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a magic book. Yeah, got it.
And reading is knowledge and power.
That's right.
It is.
Today at the bank, an old lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over.
That's good.
Molly, you're laughing too.
That one's funny and assault.
I told my dog 10 jokes. He didn't laugh once. Must be a rough crowd.
And also, dogs don't understand English.
Yeah,
also true.
they don't.
Well, they do.
They do.
That's
they
a
do.
debate. We
They
can
do.
debate
No,
that.
no, they do.
Yeah,
Listen
they
to
do.
the telepathy tapes.
All right. Two windmills were sitting on a hill. One asked the other, "Do you have a favorite song?" And the other replies, "Well, my whole life I've been a heavy metal fan."
Nice.
Hey.
Okay.
Pilot, okay, nice.
A big heavy metal
Heavy metal.
fan. Because it's a windmill.
Oh, that was.
I knew I should probably circle back for
That
that
was
one.
like 3 layers.
Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work.
Bells.
Yes.
Okay, I thought this was a seatbelt joke. I heard belt.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
bells.
no, that works
bells.
better.
Yeah.
That works better.
That does work better.
Their horns don't work. Why not? Anyway, how many stormtroopers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
None. They're all on the dark side.
Okay. Star Wars fans, where you at?
Most dads, I feel like.
Yeah, most dads. Yeah, that's true.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
What?
Supplies.
You were easily
I
entertained.
wasn't ready for that one.
Supplies.
If there's one thing dads do love, it is supplies,
It's
though.
supplies.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
It's true.
Yeah. For
Protractors,
Home Depot, Home Depot hits different as a dad.
Is protractor the pointy one or the
The circle one?
the circle?
I don't
even
know.
They both make circles.
I just know
Oh.
they
Yeah.
exist.
I failed math.
Same.
I was trying to write a joke about retirement, but it didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta
You there?
that was
Are you
fast.
there?
It hit you quick. Yeah. You gotta pay attention. Yes.
This joke is the first joke I ever wrote in my whole life. It's like a joke I wrote when I was a kid, and I would tell this joke at like my parents' like gathering parties.
Okay.
So I'd be like, "Why did the bear hurt his foot on the rock?
What?
Oh, no.
Because he's barefooted."
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You get
Yeah.
Barefooted.
barefooted.
Barefoot.
I was a dad
You don't
when I
got
was
no
a
shoes on.
Yeah. Because the dad jokes are the purest form of joke.
Totally.
Yeah.
It really is. Yes.
Yeah. The other day I bought a thesaurus and I got home and opened it and all the pages were blank and I have no words to describe how mad I am about it.
Okay. That was good.
Dogs can't operate MRI machines, but cats can.
Oh, CAT scan.
Round of applause for that one. That's good. I like that.
Smart.
There's nothing more dad than having medical coverage to understand that joke.
Yeah.
I found a book called How to Solve 50% of Your Problems, so I bought 2.
Nice. Okay. One more each.
Okay. What do mermaids use to wash their fins? Tide.
That's
More
great.
mermaid content. Dad, okay.
That's great. I like that one.
Dads love mermaids.
This is
Apparently.
this is my favorite pun. What does a nosy pepper do?
What?
Gets jalapeno business.
That's good.
BK Sharad, David Rodriguez, 2 comedians that made a little bit of a drive to come up here today. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here and your participation in our dad joke off. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
Thank
it's great.
you.
We do have a couple of jokes that people text in. What do they
Perfect.
say?
Yeah, the ones that I can say on air. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
classic.
Outstanding. Got it.
In
Okay.
his field. How do you spot Ronald McDonald at a nude beach?
That's the joke right there.
You look for the sesame seed buns.
Oh,
Sesame seed buns.
Could you
That's
imagine?
crazy.
That's actually that's pretty gross. Actually,
Yeah, it's really disgusting.
that is kind of
Yeah,
gross.
it's fair.
Are you some kind of like burger chimera?
Here's the good news, gentlemen. Nobody lost. You guys did an amazing job. There was
Thank
nobody
you.
picked a winner or a loser or anything.
Like
You get
that
to keep the
neck
kids.
joke. It's a
yeah,
tie.
it's a tie.
Yeah.
Just
For
like
both
just like
of
the
you
neck
guys,
decorating contest.
neither one of you have kids, right?
No,
I do. I do.
yeah.
Oh, you do?
I have
Okay.
2 kids. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are they? How old are they?
Oh, who knows? No,
Dads
my
never know.
daughter just turned 10, and my son just turned 15. Actually,
Wow.
yes,
Oh, the high school years.
it's wild. Yeah,
That's
age.
crazy.
I got to teach him to drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize how scary driving is because
Yeah.
you've been driving for so long until you're till a teenager. Like I watched this kid, like I watched him walk into a mailbox. Like, this is a kid that I have to trust to commandeer this 3-ton vehicle moving at high speeds. Like, it's not good.
They thrust you into it so fast. Like, I remember when I got my permit, my dad was like, "Do you want to drive home?" I was like, "What?" I've never driven a car before, but okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I just did it. And it was really scary, but it just...
He didn't give you any instructions, or did just do it?
Well, that's what the driver's test was for.
Wow.
He was just like...
What did you do behind the wheel training?
Like, I think a little bit.
Or you're talking like maybe like for the permit?
For the permit? No, permit, you just take a test.
Yeah.
So then he was just like, you're right, there's no behind the wheel
Seems
training.
incorrect.
Yeah.
Seems like there should be a higher barrier to entry.
100%.
Well, tell me about it, because I had to retake my driving test
I tease about
years
this.
after.
Because
Everybody should have to
Because I was so
everybody should have to
bad.
do it every 5
because you were
years.
bad?
Yeah, I kept getting pulled over and into wrecks, and they're like, "You need to take your driver's test again."
I'm glad they do that.
It didn't help.
Yeah, well,
know.
I'm still behind the wheel.
No, I moved here from before I lived here in Colorado. I lived in Arizona, and their driver's licenses are good for like 50 years.
I have one. I'm from there.
Wow.
That's home.
And I'm like,
for me.
that's not safe.
Yeah, till 2059 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's kind of funny.
Crazy. I don't like it.
No.
How long have you guys been doing comedy?
A little over 10 years,
Nice.
I think. I don't know. I lose track. Yeah, because I started right before I turned 30, and I'm about to turn 40.
Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've survived this long.
It'll be 7 years for me in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for both of you, who did you see that was like, I want to do that? That's the sweet spot. I love that. Did you see someone or something? What happened when you were like, this is it for me? Because there's a very specific field to go into. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Comedy's, it's interesting because it doesn't really seem like something that you could do because the casual consumer of comedy is only seeing the highest level. You're seeing Netflix, you're seeing people that are selling out arenas. Those are like the common household names, and it doesn't seem like something that is accessible. I mean, kind of the same like with music. If you don't grow up with people, jamming in bands and trying to form bands and stuff, like you only see the top level. So like that's, but then I got taken to an open mic at Lion's Lair on Colfax one night, and I'm like, oh, literally anybody is allowed to do this.
That's funny.
And so that's kind of what got me interested in trying it. Just seeing like people my age going up and doing it. I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. As a kid, I listened to like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I think was like the one album that I had memorized probably.
Nice.
Yeah. For me, it was Russell Peters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
he's still around doing this thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's doing like arenas in Dubai and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like also
And Comedy Works South once a year, inexplicably.
Yeah. And he was like one of the first like Indian comics I saw.
Representation
So,
matters.
Yeah, 100%. So for
Yes.
me, like up until that point, I'd only seen like white guys, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, my representation.
And
Seinfeld, the whitest possible guy.
And you're one of the first comics I saw like locally where like I had like one of the worst nightmares of my life. I did like the first open mic I did was brutal. Like it was really bad. I signed up first and I was like, let me just get it over with. I went dead last. Everybody was gone. And then I didn't do an open mic again for like a month because it was so bad. And then I went to this other open mic at Black Buzzard. And that was like the best mic. So like you would see like the best comics there. I think you were there, Adam Caton Holland,
Nice.
Josh Blue.
Yeah, I think Josh Blue.
Oh,
Yeah,
shout out Josh
and that's
Blue.
when I did.
He's
Yeah,
funny, right? Yeah.
John Novosad, just like a bunch of like really funny comics. And so then I had like my world was shattered because you see the Netflix guys. Then I'm also just seeing these like local guys that are just amazing,
Killing it. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Have you ever had a really bad night?
Oh yeah. I think
Just
I
in
had
general?
one.
Yeah, I'm a dad.
Well,
Yeah.
no, like
I think it's all kind of
Amen to that.
kind of
tell
all
me
over the
about your
place.
life. No, like comedy, like bombed really hard.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes like I think comedy like so addictive because it's like gambling where it's like one night you'll have like I was just in Portland and I did a show Friday where me and my friend Hannah Jones we co-headlined together and we're trying to do the same cities every year. And so last year we did Portland and we were both had this goal of like we want to do a new set for this Friday. And we did it and it was great and it was amazing. And I was like, let me stay one more night in Portland. It's one of my favorite cities. And then that Saturday I did like 2 of the roughest shows like I'd done in so long.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went from feeling like amazing, being like, look at my growth, my
Highs and
progress,
lows, yeah.
like, and then just to being like, oh my God, like what is this? And I was like, I should have just went home. Like, why did I stay
What
this
did I
extra?
do?
Or I should have just
Yeah.
not done shows.
Yeah, I started a whole comedy club just to build a room that was like not like so volatile like that. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you do shows that are just, like the audience doesn't even know it's about to happen. Those are the roughest shows in
Yeah.
venues where it's like comedy night and like I did a show that was so tough one time somewhere down here in Denver that like halfway through my set I was like, can we get the TVs turned back on? Is that is that possible?
You're not doing this.
Dude, I did a private like a corporate gig for a eyeglass like an eye company. Like they do like optometry like
Yeah.
and glasses and stuff. And it's so funny because you could tell that it was a Christmas party. And you can tell that one person like at the company made this happen because no one was like listening, nobody wanted it. And so just during my set I just go, whose idea was this? And then like this girl like raised my hand, woo! I was just like, you're gonna get fired because you clearly don't like, no one wanted this. Like I'm just up here, I'm like, I'm gonna do my time because you guys are paying
You're paying me.
But it's like, you know, they would just want to get drunk with their friends and like, you know,
Yeah,
I just think,
office parties are tough because the
Yeah.
dynamic, like nobody wants to laugh at the wrong thing in front of their coworkers or their boss.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And so it can be tricky navigating that. That's when it comes in handy to have a pocket full of dad jokes that
Totally.
are
well, this one they didn't even want to listen.
inoffensive. Yeah.
They were just like talking, and I was like, I walked. It was a wireless mic, so I walked around the room, like just like just trying like anything.
That's funny. We're talking to BK Sharad, David Rodriguez. Real quick before we get your information, like how can they find you, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. A question or a statement, a question. Local comedians, you mentioned the big comedians, Netflix. People are used to seeing that, but talk about the importance of like supporting locals, like comedians who are out here trying to get it. Like you got to start somewhere, you know, to get to a bigger finish line, whatever that may be. But it's usually a long race. Talk about the importance of supporting local comics.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Colorado, Denver specifically is nationally known for having one of the best like local scenes. There's not just for Comedy Works, which is one of the best clubs in the country, but all of the local independent rooms, like Denver Comedy Underground and
Don't Tell Comedy.
Yeah, Don't Tell. Ratio has a great show every week that's free. Like, you can see all the great comics that are already established working out new stuff, and all of like the new comics. It's a great local scene because we have so much talent at the top level. It inspires and raises the bar for all of the new comics like coming into it.
Yeah.
So it's when you do go out on the road from here, I feel like Colorado comics are pretty respected because they come out, at such a high level just because it's so good here. So if you go check out a local show here, the chances are good that you won't be disappointed by it. So seek those out for sure.
100%. I think the local comedy scene in Colorado, like anytime I do a comedy festival, there's always like 9 like Denver comics. It's like the most like
on a
represented
festival
city.
of like 40 comics. Like, yeah.
It's like Denver is always like highly represented. I feel like the talent here is amazing, but also just like local comedy is it's important. Like sorry, Walgreens
Period.
called me about my prescription, and I was just like, what prescription do I have?
Your tetanus medication follow up.
But I do agree. It's like, you're going to see a lot of comics that are funny and that are like developing in a way. And also there's just so many funny comics that live in Denver.
Yeah.
That like are
You'll never know
national.
who will drop in.
And we have a lot of comics visit. So if you come to a local show,
lot of them come
you're
in.
going to see a lot of comics from other cities too, because this is the best city to travel to and do just like 2 weeks of shows
Right.
and have a show every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback off that real quick, if you don't mind, because that's at a local show is how I met BK.
That's
How
right.
I saw his set, and me and my boyfriend we did not stop laughing. I couldn't breathe. It was so funny, and I was like, oh, we got to get him on. I'm sure David is funny too.
Sure.
Of course.
But I'm just saying, like, I would have never like been exposed to your comedy if I didn't just like go one night. So
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so how can people get a hold of you? Where are you on social media? Do you have websites? And are you having any shows coming up soon?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Insane Brown Posse. That's
that's dope. I'm about to follow you. Okay.
That's my Instagram, and I know there's public radio, so a lot of you guys at home are old. I also have Facebook. You can find me there. I post a lot of AI images that you guys think are real. And I do have a website, bksharad.com. You can book me. I'll do corporate. I'll come to your house. I did someone's house one time, and that was kind of fun.
Those shows can be pretty fun.
Yeah, they're always fun.
Yeah.
I need money, so really I'll do anything.
You gotta get that prescription, bro.
Yeah, I did. I'm a good host. I'll host anything. But yeah, shows coming up. I got out of town stuff, Milwaukee, Boston. And then I'm recording an album at Comedy Fort,
cool.
David's Club,
Nice.
in January. So if you guys can come out to that, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm even older. I don't have a website. You can write me a letter. I'll post my home address.
Nice.
No, I do. I do have social media, but I focus a lot of my efforts behind the scenes. I started the Comedy Fort up in Fort Collins, and so I guess also the majority of people listening to this, if you're in your car, then you have a car and you can drive to Fort Collins and come see a show up there. We have tons of great headliners every week. BK's there a lot. Tons of these local comics are opening the shows and like closing out like the off night showcases and stuff like that. So yeah, just come see us up there in Fort Collins.
Thank you both for spending some time with us today. The dad joke off was a success. We'll probably do another version of this next year. Or maybe Mother's Day, maybe.
Sure.
There's no mom jokes.
Yeah, moms
That's not
aren't
really
funny.
a thing.
Well, there's a lot of things. I guess
It's a lot of me and my kids ganging up against my wife for not understanding the lingo.
and that could be funny.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
My mom has never said one funny thing to me. I don't even think I can recall
important
my
to have
mom
balance.
laughing.